He's a 6'2" guard that can't shoot in a league where 7'4" guys can. He's not an NBA player. He's not an NBA player. He was not
a great. Huh. So LeBron James can pull up on Stephen A. Smith and blow his hot breath in his face over his son. Yet, Colin Cowherd, Chael Sonnen, and numerous other white media members have said far worse things about Bronny. And it's crickets? Why is that? What's good, fam? Welcome to the channel, and I humbly thank you for tapping in and giving us some of your time. Listen, man, we need to have a serious conversation. Facts. And I need you to listen and give an honest opinion about this mess once you heard my perspective, right? And before you even get to that, just ask yourself, are you someone who if you're somebody who gets swept up in public opinion, just bounce, forget it. You know what I'm saying? But if you're somebody that can see through the web of deceit, definitely I want to hear what you have to say. Listen, this feud going on between LeBron and Stephen A. Smith is so disgusting, it's not even funny. And it's not because of anything that Stephen A. did. It seems like everyone who supports LeBron has forgotten how to critically think. LeBron James confronted Stephen A. Smith courtside because he criticized and publicly pleaded with him not to make Bronny a target of vicious criticism. Period. And, right? Now, if you're one of those people who believe LeBron was right to confront Stephen A. Smith courtside like a thug, hurling a bunch of eight F-bombs like a schoolgirl who just learned how to curse, you're an idiot. Period. And I'm not going back and forth. I'm standing on something. I'm standing ground on this. You are an idiot. And I'm disappointed in people like D-Wade, Carmelo, Draymond, a bunch of other dudes who sitting out here capping like they get where LeBron was coming from, where they support and they understand what he was doing, a father protecting his son. How? Y'all still haven't explained that part to me. First, right, Stephen A. Smith was one of the only people in media, and I'm old enough to remember, who stayed away from anything Bronny as long as he could. While everybody was bashing him and saying how terrible he was in college, blah, 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 Stephen A. Smith was quiet. And he told you he was going to be quiet and why he was going to be quiet, right? But now it's funny how everybody conveniently forgets this. So if Stephen A. Smith was like this before Bronny went pro, then why would he intently attack Bronny now? Please tell me that these grown men and these grown women that y'all are smarter than a fifth grader. But here's the $1 million question. On top of that, right? Why didn't LeBron have the same energy for Colin Cowherd, who sarcastically mocked Bronny on national television? Or why didn't he have that same energy for Chael Sonnen, who insinuated Bronny's heart condition was a result of PEDs that LeBron was using or something of that nature? Huh? Isn't that far worse than anything Stephen A. has ever said about Bronny? Especially when he didn't say anything wrong. He was trying to protect this fool from exposing his son or putting his son out there with a target on his back. That's it. But y'all making it into something that it really isn't. And it's disgusting. I thought you dudes were smarter than that. But you're sitting here feeding the monster, adding fuel to the fire. You hear Draymond going off, calling Stephen A. Smith a punk, and all of this other shit. But Draymond, you the real punk. You snuffed Jordan Poole basically while he wasn't looking or expecting it. Who's the real punk? But when you get slapped up by one of these other dudes your size in the game, what do? You back down like a little bitch. Stop it. Yo, y'all get me sick, man. That's a fact. And LeBron is picking battles he know he can win. All right? That's what he's doing. Or is this something deeper? I don't know. But at that Lakers game, when LeBron decided to run down on Stephen A. Smith, right? And over comments he made about him, and how he's exposing Bronny by calling his NBA brothers trash and saying Bronny is better than him. Really? How bad is that? How bad is that? How bad was that? Did it deserve that? Did Stephen A. Smith really deserve that, y'all? What are y'all talking about? He basically was advising LeBron to stop putting unnecessary pressure on his son with his tweets and his public statements and all this capping. It wasn't an insult, it was advice. And LeBron took offense to that? Yo, all y'all dudes, y'all need to take the panties off and put on some boxers. Please! Please! You're supposed to be men. Instead of addressing the real threats to Bronny's reputation, LeBron chose to go after Stephen A. Smith, a commentator who supported him for years, but also wasn't bending the knee to the GOAT debate, and he was calling out all these bullshit narratives LeBron tries to push. Right? Is this why LeBron hates Stephen A. Smith? Because Stephen A. tells the truth? You know, what do they say? Hit dogs holler? I see a hit dog hollering. Listen, I don't always like the way Stephen A. Smith says things, and I don't always agree with his views. But to hear D. Wade say he understands and we have done the same thing is horseshit. All right, stop it. For what? For the man trying to, wait. You want to penalize him for being emphatic about it on TV? Okay, I could give you some leeway for that. But you're telling me because of that, he deserved LeBron trying to humiliate him? Or actually, he did humiliate him, but he also humiliated himself, right? See, because while LeBron was busy checking Stephen A., Colin Cowherd was out here mocking Bronny on national television. Now, let me tell you how slick Cowherd is. Right? He sarcastically questioned Bronny's talent. He didn't go full nuclear on him directly, but you know how they do it in the media, especially people like Colin, right? They not gonna bang, but he bangs on Michael Jordan directly, and he allows his little dwarf friend to bang on him too. Not dwarf, he looks like a freaking leprechaun. That's what I call him. What's his name? Jason something? J Mac? Nah. But he was slightly ridiculous, bro. And y'all can't tell me different. Or no, you know what? You can't tell me different. That's why I want you to take a listen to Cowherd and tell me what you think.
So there's an old saying in pro sports, you can't fool the players. Okay? You can't fool the pro athletes. They know the stars. They know the soft spots. They know the weaknesses. So last night, AD got hurt. Lakers went into the tank, got blown out by Philadelphia. Well, the Lakers had recently called up Bronny. Well, Bronny had his best game as a G Leaguer. So, of course, let's rush him to the Lakers. So he got on the floor last night. You can't fool the players. Tyrese Maxey went right after him and cooked him. And it's just amazing. In the NFL, media, coaches, fans, anybody, you can have real grown-up conversations. You can hold players accountable. There's no walking on eggshells. There's a way to measure success. In the NBA, you have to pretend that Bronny's an NBA player because otherwise you'll upset the king. So he has a good G League game. Guys go off in G League all the time. Doesn't mean anything. And they get him to the Lakers, and they want to play him. And remember, he is a 6'2" guard that's a non-point guard. I've never seen that existing in the current NBA. And go back 20 years. To be a 2 guard, 6'4.5" minimum, got to be able to shoot some, be a playmaker some. He's 6'2", got cooked on defense, and has not scored in 38 minutes on the floor. 38 minutes as a pro is the last time he got a basket. You did not put him in a tough spot. He is 1 for 16 in the NBA from the floor, 0 for 7 on threes. and can't be a point guard and got cooked defensively. Let's just be totally honest about this. He's a 6'2 guard that can't shoot in a league where 7'4" guys can. He's not an NBA player. He was not a great high school player. He was a good high school player. He wasn't a good college player. He was a college player. And he's not an NBA player. And he may be a great kid. I'm sure he is. LeBron's a nice guy. I've met him. But this is what gets me. 57 million people watch the NFL this weekend. It's tough men, emotionally and physically, that you can have real conversations with. Can we stop pretending on this? Come on, let's just stop pretending. This was not a tough spot. Tyrese Maxey's a great player and cooked him. And you rushed him up because, hey, he had a good G League game. Oh, God. This is what the Clippers have done with Kawhi Leonard. It's been years of pandering. Embiid in Philadelphia. The babysitting in New Orleans with Zion. In the NBA, they had to ban phones from players during games. They were using them at halftime, timeouts. They had to ban players from using phones during games. You don't have to do that with grown-ups. They understand they're at work. They're going to work hard. And I think of the many reasons the NFL is separated from the NBA is the NFL is a serious league. The games matter. It's adults. It's men. It's real conversation. Like, there's no pandering. We're not going to see Jalen Hurts' son, wedged into the Eagles to play running back. No, it's Saquon Barkley. He's better than anybody. And I think this goes back to some of the issues the NBA has. Not a single NBA reporter would even touch this with a 10-foot pole. I mean, this thing, what are we doing here? Nice kid. Maybe a G League player. But 38 minutes on the floor, hasn't scored a basket. He's a 6'2 non-ball handling guard. What are we doing? What are we pretending? Grown-up conversations. Don't be terrified. Walk on eggshells. I've seen it time and time again. Last night came in, 3 turnovers, 0 for 5, looked terrified, nervous, and the Sixers, you can't fool players, went right after him. You can't fool players. When the red light comes on, you know who can do it and who can't. This continues to be an unserious story. What you don't want to become is an unserious league. The NFL, you take it seriously because they take it seriously.
Damn. And I thought Cowherd was a LeBron guy. You would never know it after that mass destructive segment, fam. I was shocked. I can't lie to you. I couldn't believe it. Cowherd actually grew up here overnight, man. Wow. Amazing. Cowherd in 5 minutes destroyed Bronny, LeBron, and the NBA. Yo, I mean, it was a masterclass. He should be studied because Cowherd is a master Jedi in the media game. He didn't raise his voice, he didn't curse, and he kept a smile on his face while lighting grenades up LeBron's ass. He even mentioned the media walking on eggshells with anything LeBron. Pay attention, y'all. That's proof that LeBron is a bully. You know what I'm saying? He has these media and basketball dudes shook to death. Maybe this king title has truly been ingrained in his mind. And didn't kings and emperors have people who spoke against them, tortured, and beheaded publicly as an example to all others who spoke ill of the king? Now that LeBron has ran down on Stephen A. Smith, who else is going to challenge him? Huh? They're all afraid. They're afraid to be maybe unfollowed and blackballed from other media events. Or, they're afraid they'll come to a Laker game and have LeBron pull up or run down on them at a game. Or maybe he might come to your house and go crazy thug life on you. Who knows? They shook. However, thought it was really interesting how LeBron never said shit about Cowherd's disrespectful comments about his son and about his own, as a man, childish behavior, about the league he plays for. How come, fam? Explain it to me. No tweet, no statement, no courtside pull up and the blowing of shit breath into people's faces. None of that. How come, fam? But yet, according to Draymond and all these other buffoons, Stephen A. Smith is the punk. He's the coward. Really? Chael Sonnen, he works for ESPN. He's not hard to find. Why hasn't LeBron came for him? Huh? Because he knows, one, Chael Sonnen is a certified MMA fighter, I think former champion. And he might get his jaw broke if he gets too close, no matter how tall and big, powerful he is. Chael Sonnen is dangerous. He also knows Chael Sonnen is a Caucasian man. And the pushback will be a lot different if he approached him the same way. Talk about it. So who's the real coward, y'all? Explain it to me. I'm waiting, please. Why does LeBron go after the black commentators like Stephen A. Smith, Charles Barkley, but stay silent on the white commentators like Colin Cowherd and Chael Sonnen? Is it because Stephen A. Smith is black and LeBron feels more comfortable calling out someone who looks like him or going after someone who looks like him? And it's not uncommon in the black communities. Black on black crime is very prevalent. Ask me how I know. Right? LeBron, he knows that confronting a white commentator could open up a whole different can of worms. If LeBron's goal was to protect Bronny's name and reputation, then why not go after the people who actually attacked Bronny? Why save all the smoke for Stephen A. Smith, who wasn't even being disrespectful? And let's not forget one little point. How did we even get here? Bronny didn't ask for the spotlight. LeBron put it on him. When he tweeted, Bronny is better than some NBA players, hyping him up as the next big thing. What did LeBron think was gonna happen? He painted a target on his son's back, and now he's mad people are aiming at it. Huh? Stephen A. Smith didn't put Bronny in harm's way. LeBron did. So again, please explain to me how this behavior is justified. I'll wait. No, actually I won't, because there is no explanation. My verdict is this. Stephen A. Smith wasn't the problem. Colin Cowherd mocked Bronny, the whole deal. Chael Sonnen accused him of PD use and it having something to do with his son's heart scared. And LeBron didn't say a word. Why? Was he just protecting his son, or is he protecting his ego? Huh? Listen, get in the comments, gang, and empty the freaking clip, because I can't get this out my head. I need some feedback on this, fam. Am I reaching too deep, or is something very amiss here? Listen, on your way out, if you enjoyed the video, do us a favor, hit the like and let us know you was tapped in. Listen, I love you. I appreciate you for stopping by. Till the next video, be safe and God bless.